An emotional outburst shook the Ferrari garage in Hungary. Amidst the heated tensions of Formula One, Ferrari team principal Frédéric Vasseur made a shocking accusation directly targeting Lewis Hamilton at a time when the team's internal atmosphere was already fragile. This harsh statement was more than just criticism. It could be a turning point in the complex relationship between the star driver and the legendary team. What drove Vasseur to publicly attack Hamilton, and what are the implications for Ferrari? Moving forward, let's discuss it. After the Hungarian Grand Prix, 5 quiet yet powerful words from Hamilton's radio shook the Formula One world. "I'm useless. Absolutely useless." It was an outburst of frustration from the 7-time world champion now wearing the legendary red Ferrari jersey. These weren't just technical complaints. They were the emotional outbursts of a legend amidst a weekend of extreme contrasts. Charles Leclerc was on pole position, while Hamilton trailed in 12th place. In no time, social media exploded. The radio clip spread like wildfire. Harsh comments poured in. "Hamilton is finished. Ferrari made the wrong choice, and this is the end of everything." It seemed as if the world were poised to witness a major crack in the Ferrari garage. However, amid the storm of criticism and media narratives, one voice emerged and turned everything upside down: Fred Vasseur, the Ferrari team boss who had taken a huge gamble by bringing Hamilton to Maranello rather than fleeing the spotlight or resorting to cold diplomacy. Vasseur stepped into the line of fire. Amid the heated media scrutiny and internal drama at Ferrari, he didn't just defend Hamilton, he fought back. Not with empty shouts, but with hard data. Not with anger, but with a calmness that left his opponents speechless. In the midst of the Formula One paddock chaos, Vasseur's clear-headedness was a stark contrast to the speculation of others. The Hungaroring isn't just a technical circuit. It's a mentally and physically demanding course. Sharp corners, changing grip conditions with each lap, and sudden gusts of wind that change direction quickly create invisible traps for those who are not prepared. That Saturday, Q2, was no ordinary session. It was a bloody war fought in milliseconds. Charles Leclerc, he almost dropped out of Q3, missing by just 0.1 seconds. Lewis Hamilton, he was stuck in P12, far from expectations and the spotlight. Vasseur explained that Hamilton's performance had dropped drastically and that the weather conditions had changed suddenly. The track temperature dropped suddenly and the wind direction changed. The tires weren't in their performance window. "It was just a little too hot in turn 1, and you'd lose grip in turn 14, said Vasseur. He said that qualifying was one of the most brutal. Even Leclerc, who took pole position, almost got eliminated. "It was the most difficult pole we've ever achieved." He said Vasseur's statement wasn't just a clarification, it was a stark warning. It was a signal that today's Ferrari is no longer the Ferrari of old, a team prone to panic, quick to blame, and prone to scapegoating when results didn't meet expectations. No, Ferrari is now trying to build something bigger, bolder. They are trying to build a new culture that dares to face failure without burying people behind it. However, there was no denying it. The result at the Hungaroring was a huge blow too. Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, stumbled, fell behind, and finally faced the harsh reality that his Ferrari engine couldn't deliver a breakthrough. Their strategy was still fragile under the pressure of qualifying. Despite his wealth of experience and accomplishments, he was still human and capable of failure. In a calm but sharp tone, Fred Vasseur spoke up. He wasn't defending himself emotionally. He was setting the record straight logically. Lewis was only a few tenths of a second off the pace. There was no drama. This wasn't a failure. "This is the reality of the thin margins in F1, he said. However, therein lay the real drama in a sport with such close margins. Even a minor failure can feel like a major disaster. Vasseur didn't see Hamilton as mentally unstable. He saw Hamilton as a champion who was defeated this time by factors beyond his control: the weather, grip, strategy, and perhaps even self-doubt. But the public didn't care about nuances. They only saw one thing: Lewis Hamilton stumbling in qualifying. This failure set off alarm bells at Ferrari headquarters. Whether consciously or unconsciously, many interpreted Hamilton's radio response, "I'm useless, absolutely useless," as a sign of psychological defeat. However, it was actually a reflection of the high standards he holds himself to. It wasn't contrived. It wasn't drama staged for the cameras. It was the raw, honest, unfiltered emotion of a driver who felt he had failed to live up to his own expectations. In an era when words quickly become the subject of memes or ridicule, Hamilton didn't shy away. When asked after the session, he didn't hide behind technical excuses or blame others. Calmly, he said, "This has been the most intense season of my career." He admitted that the pressure, expectations, and major transition he was experiencing had drained him mentally. "I need time to recharge, to laugh, and to reset," he added. But that wasn't a sign of surrender. It was honesty. This kind of honesty is rare in a paddock filled with ego and prestige. Hamilton knows his performance hasn't been optimal. He knows criticism will come. However, he also knows one important thing. His journey with Ferrari has only just begun. Beneath that pressure, there's determination. Hamilton isn't just chasing wins. He's chasing something bigger, legacy. He wants a lasting place in Ferrari history. Ferrari is a team known not only for glory but also for the downfall. Of many legends, Hamilton wants to change that narrative. Not to prove something to the world, but to prove something to himself. Meanwhile, Charles Leclerc has been brilliant all season. His 5 podiums in as many races prove that the Monegasque driver is at the peak of his form. He's becoming more attuned to the car and understanding the SF25's characteristics with precision. He's also forging strong chemistry with the team. His consistency is undeniable. On paper, Leclerc is clearly the central figure in Ferrari's grand project. It's no surprise that the media has begun framing this situation as the beginning of a heated rivalry. 2 of Formula One's biggest names, Leclerc and Hamilton, are now in the same garage, vying for control of this legendary team's future. However, Ferrari team principal Frédéric Vasseur sees it differently. This isn't a war, he insists, it's a project. These 2 great drivers are working together on this project. According to Vasseur, there's no internal drama. There are no factions. There's simply the synergy of 2 champions working toward one grand mission: restoring Ferrari to the pinnacle of Formula One glory. The 2 drivers are in contrasting situations. One is consistently collecting podiums, demonstrating his growing confidence and consistency. Meanwhile, the other is still struggling to find his rhythm amid mounting expectations. In the fast-paced and unforgiving world of Formula One, such a fragile balance won't last long. Fans wait with bated breath. The media scrutinizes every gesture and radio comment. The paddock whispers. The entire racing world is waiting to see if Ferrari's big gamble of combining a hungry young talent with a decorated living legend will lay the foundation for new glory or trigger an implosion from within. One thing is undeniable, though. This is far more than just a battle for grid position. It's about legacy. It's about shaping a history that will be remembered for decades to come. As the narrator once said, sometimes what seems like a crack is actually the glue that holds everything. Together, has Frédéric Vasseur made the right move? Or is this the first sign of a rift within the Ferrari team? Leave your thoughts below.